Hey folks, Bill Armstrong here. I'm the professor for the Math 1700 Trigonometry Online course. I thought in this video what I would do is give a quick, very brief overview of the MyMathLab product that we will be using for this course. Here's the home page for the course, and over here in the left-hand frame there are a few items I'm going to go over. First off, if your setup doesn't look exactly like mine, that's okay, because I'm in instructor mode, so you may not be able to see all these things. That's irrelevant. Don't worry about it. First thing I'd like to look at is the course information tab. If I click on the course information tab, you will find in here, well, there's going to be a total of 5 things that I would like you to print out and always have on hand, always be able to look back to. The first one is the online orientation. Make sure you open that and print that out. The second one is the protocol for sending email. Print that out and make sure you follow the protocol when sending me an email. The third thing I want you to print out is the course syllabus. And I'll actually go over part of that here in a minute. The fourth thing I'd like you to print out is the academic calendar. And the fifth thing to print out will be the list of homework practice exercises. And don't print this out. I'll look at that in a minute as well. It's like, I don't know, 38, 44. It's a lot of pages, but it's going to be answers to all the homework problems that's in the eText. So let's come back and talk about some of these items individually that I'd like you to print out. The online orientation, I'll let you print that out and look at that on your own, as well as the protocol for sending email. Print that out, look at it on your own. The course syllabus, let's see if I click on that. Here's important stuff about the course syllabus. First, my name's Bill Armstrong. It's my email address. If you ever are on campus and you want to stop by, you have questions or whatever, you can just stop by and say hi. This is my office location, B3051, and these are the hours, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, that I'm in my office. I'm gonna, sorry about that, I'm gonna let you kind of read through most of this on your own. I'm just going to kind of hit some of the highlights of the syllabus. First highlight here, you should have a graphing calculator. The grading structure. A couple of things that I will point out on the grading structure. It's going to be 600 points possible. You're going to have 3 tests worth 120 points each, final exams worth 120 points, and your online quizzes will be worth 120 points. You will see several times, first off, test coverage. You're going to see a lot of redundancy I have built in, and it's all for your benefit. So this is the first time that you are going to see the tests and what sections that they cover. Quick comment about test notes. These are test notes. All tests are taken at the Lakeland Testing Center, and please make sure you read through these and understand what will be asked of you when you show up at the testing center. One thing I will point out, for my tests, there will be no notes, textbooks, formula cards, cheat sheets, etc. of any kind allowed. So they're prohibited. Please try to take your test in pencil, and that looks like that's about it. Here's hours of the testing center. The policies of the testing center. Online quizzes. Here's a quick comment on your online quizzes. You're going to have a total of 10 or 12 online quizzes worth 10 points each. Please note that they will have due dates on Sunday, and I'll point that out on the academic calendar when I look at that in a minute. You're going to have a total of 2 times that you can take an online quiz. So, the one thing you need to remember is that once you start an attempt on an online quiz, once you start it, you must complete it. There will be no time, there's no time limit for an online quiz, but just be aware that once you start it, you must complete it. Final exams were 200 points. Again, here's a breakdown of the points. 3 tests, 120 points each, 12 quizzes at 10 points each. Final exam, 120 points, so 600 total points. This is the grading scale that I use to determine your final grade. You could read about assigning course grades, some general course tips. I know you'll print this out and read it. Learning the course material. I call it a 4-step cycle of learning. Pretty much, what I have set up here for you is, when you log on to the MyMathLab site, you're going to see that there's an EText, and I'll do a quick overview of the EText in a minute. When you're reading the EText, within the sections of the EText, there will be links to videos and animations and interactive videos done by the author of the textbook, Kirk Trigstead, to kind of give a flavor of what it would be like, in the classroom. So if you read the section and watch the animations and the videos, that will help you do the practice exercises or homework exercises at the end of the section, whatever you want to call them, practice or homework. So doing that helps you do the homework. Doing of the homework or practice exercises will help you on the online quizzes. That in turn will prepare you for the tests and the final exam. So pretty straightforward there. And please note, there's a password for quiz 1 and only quiz 1. So that's your course syllabus. Again, make sure you print it out. So print out online orientation, protocol for sending in an email, print out the course syllabus. I'd like you to print out the academic calendar. Let's take a quick look at it. The way it's set up, it shows you on a week-by-week basis, week 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., the sections that will be covered and any important due dates that will be listed on the academic calendar. So notice week 1 covers sections 1.1 and 1.2, and on Sunday the 18th, that's the deadline to complete online quiz 1, and the deadline's 11:55 p.m. So the academic calendar definitely needs to be printed out. You'll see here's the deadline to complete test 2. That's Saturday, February 7th. Please note the deadline to complete test 2. Test 1's deadline is February 7th. That's a Saturday. The deadline to complete test 2 is on a Friday, March 6th. And that's because it comes right before spring break. And the testing center will be closed, for the week of spring break. So make sure you're aware of these deadlines. So print this out. You see other deadlines. Deadline to complete the final exam will be Wednesday, May 6th. Also on the academic calendar, and this is some of the redundancy I just alluded to when looking at the syllabus. I have a little box here showing you the quizzes and what the assigned sections will be for each quiz. And again, the tests and the sections covered on a given test. And, I first gave you that information in the syllabus. So that's your academic calendar. Please print that out and have it handy. List of homework exercises. This is at the end of each section. I just have listed, for example, section 1.1. The practice exercises or homework exercises start on EText screen 1.1-23, and then I tell you what problems you need to do for practice 1 through 31 odd. So this document that you should print out, this 1-page document, contains all your homework problems. And then finally here, the course information. This link, what I've provided for you here are the answers to the homework problems. It's 26 pages. I don't know if I would print it out, but it lists the answers for every homework problem, not just the odds, but the evens as well. So when you do those homework problems at the end of a section, this is where you'll find the answers here in your course information right here. So again, make sure you print out the online orientation, print out the protocol for sending email, print out the course syllabus, print out the academic calendar, and print out the list of homework practice exercises. The next thing that I'd like to show you, here at the course site is, when you come to the course homepage, you'll see that there's an announcements tab. Every week I will post what's called a weekly announcement. I post the weekly announcement at 7 a.m. on Sunday for the following, for the upcoming week. So every Sunday at 7 a.m. there will be a new weekly announcement up here, and it'll be present for the entire semester. But I already have one of them active here, and it's the week 1 announcements. So let's take a look at it. You should always come in here and look at whatever the week announcement is. So you'd come in and click on, week 1 announcements. And I start off with a quick little welcome statement because this is the week 1 announcement. And notice again, I identify the 5 things that you need to print out by clicking on the course information tab. That's what we just looked at. You're reminded again, quiz 1 is the only quiz that requires a password, and you'll find it in the course syllabus. But here's what weekly announcements will generally look like. It'll tell you the week up here, so week 1 announcements, how I define the week, tell you what EText sections you should be doing for the week, so section 1.1 and 1.2, tell you what the exercises are in section 1.1 and 1.2, and what EText screen they appear on. Again, this is just redundant from what you will see on other documents. But, hey, see it several times. It doesn't hurt anything. And then I always have some due dates and notes at the end of a weekly announcement. So it's a reminder that quiz 1 is in the online quizzes tab, and when the deadline is for completing quiz 1. So those are your weekly announcements. Next thing I want to show you over here that's in the left-hand frame, well, quizzes. We've talked about quizzes. Might as well show you what happens when you click on the online quizzes tab. All quizzes are ready to go. The due dates are obviously different. You see the due dates over here. Quiz 1's due date is January 18th. Quiz 2 is January 25th. But bottom line, the quizzes are ready for you to take. So when you're ready to take a quiz, you come in here and you say, ready for quiz 1, you click on quiz 1 and have at it. I'm not going to click on it, obviously. But remember, once you start a quiz, that if I clicked on quiz 1 right now, that would be starting my first of 2 attempts. Once I start it, I have to finish it. So if I start my quiz, say, on Friday, that's fine. I start quiz 1 on Friday at 1 in the afternoon. Say I finish it at 4 in the afternoon. That's my first attempt on quiz 1. And say I get an 8 out of 10. On Saturday, I could do my second attempt. Or on Sunday, I could do my second attempt on quiz 1. But in short, that's where you'll find your online quizzes, that tab right there. Gradebook, well, Gradebook is where you would click to see what your current grade is. I'll come back to the EText here in a minute. I will make available over here in the left-hand frame what I call test preparation folders. And usually it's a week or so before the test deadline that I'll make a folder available. So you can see here I have the Test 1 Preparation tab. I already have that ready for you, so I thought we'd take a look at it. So you can see what I will provide for you to get ready for each test. There will be a study guide. The study guide gives a very rough overview on what you should know for the test. I will indicate practice problems from the sections covered on the test that you should know how to do. In short, these practice problems that I'm picking are going to be problems that you technically should have already done. But it's just letting you know, hey, this is the type of problem you can expect to see on the test. I will also give a practice test. The practice test is even giving you a better idea of what to expect on a given test. And then what I do for solutions to the practice test is, I provide a link to a YouTube video that I make where I work through and show solutions to the practice test. I can't stress enough to watch my videos in full screen mode, and also make sure the settings are put in high definition. You don't want to be looking at my videos in a 360p or a 480p. Definitely put it in high def. So that's what you can expect to get you ready for each test and the final exam. All right, finally, let's do a quick overview of your EText. This is what separates this product apart from other products out there on the market. So you click on the Read EText tab. You come in here and you can view the click on EText there, and your EText will open in a separate window. And once it opens, I'd like to show you around a section. It's taking a little time. Over here in the left frame, now it might be a little different because you can see up here I'm in the instructor view. But you should see in the left frame, the chapters of your trig book. So let's start off here in chapter 1, section 1.1. And, up here in this box, this shows you the section and page that you're on. So right now it says I'm in section 1.1-1. That means I'm on page 1. Some people like to look at their EText in a 2-page view. I'm going to demonstrate the 1-page view, which is what I'm in right now. I'm just used to it. And this is how you can navigate through the EText. Or if you just simply wanted to jump to page 13 in section 1.1, you could come up here and click in the box and type 1.1-13. But what I want to do is I want to show you some of the features of the EText. I mean, this is like typical reading that you would see in a text. Notice some things are highlighted. If I click on one of these highlighted things, like a little mini a window opens up, just reminding you what quadrants are. You can see here it says 4 quadrants. That's kind of cool. I'm just going to click through kind of quickly because I want to get to some of the really cool features that I like about this this product. A couple of important circles to know there. Okay, let's look at this a video. We can see the answers here, but this icon, it's a video icon. I mean, it's the same thing here. You can see mousing over it. It says drawing angles given in degree measure, drawing angles given in degree measure. So both of these are the same video, but it's kind of like you can watch the author of the book do this example. So let me click on this and let's see what's happening here.
In this video, we're going to draw angles given in degree measure. Draw each angle in standard position and state the quadrant in which the terminal side of the angle lies, or the axis on which the terminal side of the angle lies. Let's go ahead and start by trying to sketch the angle 60 degrees. So to draw our angles, let's start by drawing the initial side of the angle, which always lies along the positive x-axis.
That's where I'll stop, just because I wanted to give you a flavor of it's kind of like what you would see in the classroom. So that's what the video icon will be. Let me Let me kind of quickly get through. I want to get to another feature that I like. Again, here's a video that would be showing you the solution here. For example, 2. What I like, and I kind of skimmed over this in my my 4-step cycle of learning, is these you try it exercises. See, after you read this example, or you watch the video, or you do both, read and watch the video, this you try it, it's going to be an exercise very similar to this example. So if at this time you click on the you try it, you're reinforcing the concepts that you just learned. And that in turn should help when you get to the end of the section when you do the homework. So let me just click on the you try it and see what pops up. And it says find the angle of least negative measure, theta sub c, that is coterminal with theta equals negative 875 degrees. Okay, now I could type something in here. I'll go ahead and type something in here. Let me pick an answer that is incorrect. Let me pick negative 60. Okay, I know that's incorrect, but see down here I can click on check your answer. And it's basically going to say, oh, no, you're not right. And then it gives me a little reminder. So I could read through this to try to say, oh, okay, now I can get the correct answer. Once I read it, I click done. If I'm still unsure, I can click on help me solve this. Or I could click on view an example. And if I click on help me solve this, it'd be a step-by-step procedure to help me do the problem. So that's kind of a cool feature. I'm going to close this now. It's kind of a cool feature. After some of the examples, you'll see a you try it. I'm just moving on. Here's an animation. This animation, it says watch this animation for a further explanation of radian measure. So this is an animation, different than a video, but it's part of helping you learn the material.
To establish a relationship between degrees and radians, consider the circle seen here with radius r. Note that a central angle of 360 degrees intercepts an arc equal in length to the circumference of the entire circle. We know that the formula for the circumference of a circle is c equals 2 pi r. Therefore, a central angle of 360 degrees intercepts an arc of length s equals 2 pi r.
Okay, so then you could click, if you wanted to see that 30-second clip again, you click replay the intro. If not, you click on continue to continue with this animation. I'm going to close out, and let's see, I'm trying to find an interactive video. Couple of important circles. Notice here's a video. Be working out the solution to that example. Here's an interactive video. So let's see, interactive video. It's the same thing. Interactive means you're going to have to do something. You're not just going to sit and watch.
Draw each angle in standard position and state the quadrant in which the terminal side of the angle lies, or the axis on which the terminal side of the angle lies. Click on an angle to begin.
So it's interactive. Which one do you want to do? I'll just click on this one.
To sketch the angle theta equals pi thirds radians, we'll start by drawing the initial side of our angle along the positive x-axis. Now we notice that we have a positive radian measure. That indicates that we're going to rotate our angle in a counterclockwise fashion. Now let's think about this for a moment. If we rotate away from our initial side all the way to the negative x-axis, that has a measure of pi radians. So we have to do 1/3 of that rotation. So about 1/3 of a rotation to the negative x-axis will leave us about in this area here. giving us a terminal side in quadrant 1. So this is theta equals pi.
That gives you an idea of an interactive video. Sometimes an interactive video will actually ask you a question. It'll present a question and give you 3 solutions, A, B, or C, that you click on what you think the correct answer is to the question. You get it right, good things happen. If you don't get it right, then it goes through a demonstration of how you would get the correct answer. And then if I continue on here, look, here's another video. But if I, I'm just wanting to, you try it, get to a point where, we are coming towards the end of the section. And at the end of the section here are the exercises. And so these are the practice problems that I was talking about that you would do at the end of each section. So let me close out of my EText, come back to the course homepage, and that's pretty much it. A quick overview. You will come here to look at the weekly announcements. Make sure you come into the course information tab and print out the 5 documents I've asked you to. Here's where your online quizzes are that are due on Sundays. Here's where you'll check your current grade. And then down here at the bottom is where what you'll start to see the test preparation tabs open. And then here's the tab for the EText. So that's a quick overview, a quick rundown of the MyMathLab site. Make sure you print out what I've asked you to print out. Make sure you're aware of all deadline dates. And if you ever have a question, don't hesitate to contact me. That's why I'm here. I hope you found this introductory video beneficial. Good luck with the course, and thanks for watching.